My name is Sangeet, and today I am sharing with you the one thing that can instantly elevate us to where our wishes are. This one thing can function like a miracle because it frees us from any limited belief, any blockage, any opposition to our happiness. It is called decision, and I will explain how we can apply it in this case. We all have negative thoughts in our minds, wishing to be caught and thought of. It is their job, right? On the other hand, if we want to be at peace, it is our job to stop them and to release and to transmute their energy. Consciously choosing our best thoughts can be the basic key to keep us in a high frequency, or at least to prevent us from completely drowning in fear despite the circumstances. Now, if we think about the idea of constantly doing it, as if we have to constantly give our energy to something that requires an enormous amount of effort, we may give up before we even start. But what if instead of choosing and keep on choosing all the time, we simply decide all at once and that's it? If we pay attention, both are exactly the same, because a decision that persists implies a constant choice, and a constant choice implies a decision. However, as concepts and to our ears, it feels different. It is like signing a contract for life, for example, for a marriage, and from that day on, we just act accordingly. Now, imagine that in order to keep that marriage, that contract, we would have to constantly sign it. It doesn't seem doable or practical, and definitely it doesn't seem pleasant. But both are exactly the same. In one, we decide and we implicitly constantly choose, and on the other one, we also decide and we definitely constantly choose as well. The real difference is that in one we feel freer than in the other. So what this all means is that instead of coming from a place of fear of suffering and forcing ourselves to constantly pick our best thoughts so we can feel happier, we simply and seriously decide that we are already happy. Then naturally we honor our decision, our signature, our word. We totally embody who we really are and who we really want to be. Just by deciding, it implies that we don't settle for less, which means that everything that contradicts our happiness has no place in us. It instantly dissolves, because we have decided. This is as simple as to decide to eat a carrot and then doing it. We don't question, we don't dwell, we do it. We show up in alignment with our dreams, no matter how our reality looks like, because on the inside, we know that we are happy. Practically, we will be choosing our thoughts, and we will be choosing our actions. But isn't this what we always do, whether we pick the best or the worst ones? Only this time, we flow with our healthy decision instead of going against the wind or in favor of fear. Because the word decision usually carries a strong sense of determination, it has the capacity to persist and to push forward whatever it is that we decide. Now, as in all contracts and marriages, there is a constant free will to decide and to choose something else, and there is also the potential for failure. Having this in mind doesn't have to stop us or to weaken our decision, and it doesn't have to turn us into self-criticizers each time we don't fulfill the contract. Instead, It can actually empower us even more to proceed with it, because we are the only ones who decide and who are in charge, which gives us a sense of freedom. Plus, in this decision, there are no failures. There is only a gain in experience that only strengthens our decision even more, because having negative thoughts feels bad, and every time we experience it, all we want is to feel good again. Allowing this to expand to our overall life has the potential to completely change our perspectives, our visions, and consequently our realities. We may tend to blame the circumstances and to want to change them, and that is totally understandable. But sometimes, all it takes is the decision to be happy no matter what, even if the conditions get really hard. Because guess what? Then we don't have anything to lose, right? And when we honestly and deeply do this, the beauty of everything unfolds, and everything that seemed so bad doesn't bother us so much anymore. It even becomes beautiful as well. So, today, let's decide to be happy, to be already happy, and to think, to act, to live accordingly. It only takes a decision, and a decision only. And guess what? It looks like a decision, but it is in fact our nature. We think we are deciding, but in reality, we are allowing.